What's going on, guys? Faux Games here. Before we get into the video, two very quick things. I'm trying out a new style of gameplay this year where I show you guys it like it's an ESPN Sports Center highlight reel. So that's how I'm going to be presenting this game to you. Also, I went on Amazon and was trying to buy a $10 PSN, but accidentally bought $10 points because I was just not thinking. So that's what the code's going to be for this episode, so enjoy. Kicking the game off with some first quarter action, very first play from scrimmage for the Faux Gamers right here. As you can see, the newly signed Warren Moon is going to roll out, try to air one deep to his tight end Austin Hooper, but that ball is going to be picked off and returned. Look at the juke move he puts on right here, whoop, and then he gets his way finally tackled at the 35-yard line. Nice play right there by the safety, Mike Mitchell. We'll see that one more time as we can look at Warren Moon's first pass as a Faux Gamer. Tried to force one in there, but he just wasn't having it today, and it was a very negative start to the game for the Faux Gamers, but they would quickly turn it around because the first play from scrimmage for the Cowboys right here, as you can see, this man's running all kinds of hot routes, motion plays. He's got that cheesy ebook he's looking at, but he rolls out to the right here, and he's looking, has tons of time, all the time in the world, and then he tries to get one tight in there, but Dion baits him and berates him and takes this one back to the 40-yard line, giving us the ball back. As we can see right here, looked like he had a slight opening for a moment, but then Dion capitalized on his poor throw and came right in there for the pick. So now what would the Faux Gamers do with this next possession? Well, on third down, Warren Moon would roll out his first rush of the game. This one would go for 19 yards and would be good enough to extend the drive. The very next play, or a couple plays later rather, Bo Jackson would be stuffed on a third down. So here come the Faux Gamers hurrying it up on 4th and 1, trying to pick up this first down. What are they going to be able to do? Looking like they might go play action right here. He's got Bo Jackson going, putting on a hot route right here, and the ball is going to be snapped with only 10 seconds left on the play clock, and it looks like he's going to try to roll out. He might be getting sacked, has nothing. He's just going to throw one up, and Bo Jackson makes a nice play on the ball and then cuts back all the way down to the 10-yard line for a first down. And with their first play in the red zone of the whole game, rolling out to the right is Warren Moon. He throws and finds Kellen Winslow in the end zone. That's his tight end for the touchdown reception right there. And the Faux Gamers jump out to a 7-0 lead here in this game. The extra point is up and it is good. Which brings us to the ensuing kickoff, where John Brown takes this one up the right sideline, and he took this one for a big gain. Look at this, going up the sideline. Looked like at this point he might have been gone. Tolbert can't tackle him, but a return-saving push by Deion Sanders brings him down to 22. However, 2 plays later, a bunch of cheesy motionness is going on right here, and he is going to throw one deep and get a completion on the sidelines for 14 yards right there. Dan Marino. And then 2 plays later, look at the Faux Gamers. Interesting strategy here, putting 11 men in coverage. That's all their men in coverage. No one rushing the QB. You got to figure no one would be open, right? Well, look at him taking his time. He uses his playmaker, and somehow the ball floats above 3 defenders' heads. Let's take a look on the replay at that right here. And as you can see, Marino just floats the ball above 3 defenders' heads. One of those defenders being Sean Lee, is supposed to be a good coverage back, but nonetheless, we're tied at 7. Faux Gamers looking to get that lead back. Next play, or next drive rather, here comes Austin Hooper, and he jukes him out, and that's your Faux Games had him leading moment of the game right there, because he certainly had him leading. We can see right here, what a nice move by the big fella, just absolutely breaking his ankles and getting a big first down. But we move on here for some second quarter highlights. So now the Faux Gamers close to the red zone, 3rd and 10 on a halfback slip screen. He throws one to his tight end Austin Hooper, who just about did it all on this drive and gets a touchdown there. But the second play on the next drive, C.J. Anderson won't be brought down. He's going to house it 60 yards, and once again, we're tied up with 3:30 left in the second quarter. So now 3rd down here for the Faux Gamers. Some play action. Warren Moon, what's he going to do with it? He rolls out, throws to Randy Moss for a big pickup right there of almost 40 yards. And now we're faced with a 4th and 18 going for it just out of field goal range. And here comes the pressure, and he goes down. So it'll be a turnover on downs for the Faux Gamers, giving the Cowboys the ball back right here. And as you can see, Dan Marino would take advantage of this, but he almost throws a pick at the first play. However, we mistimed triangle, and it would not get picked off, so the drive continues, and he would find a receiver right here on 4th down. Willie Snead for the touchdown. A little laggy to make things worse, but I think he was in there anyway. As you can see, just splitting the 2 safeties up the middle for the big touchdown. Now, the next kickoff, Deion Sanders said, hey, John Brown, let me get in on some of that kickoff action as he jukes out a man, makes a couple men miss, and he's getting up the sidelines for a big return, setting up nicely at the 42. And now we're looking to score before the half to maybe equalize the game. Warmoon rolling out. What does he see? He sees Bo Jackson up the middle. Bo making some moves, trying to get out of bounds, but he can't, so we have to call a timeout. Now the Faux Gamers right here, lobbing one deep to Chad Johnson. There's another timeout for you. So they're down to no timeouts, 20 seconds left, and rolling out, there's Chad Johnson once again for the touchdown. As you can see, Warmoon extending the play with his feet and then finding the receiver, cutting across the middle. He threw across his body unlike he's supposed to, but it ties the game up at 21. So now can the Faux Gamers hold on for 16 more seconds and play some good defense? Well, we see the running back, CJ Anderson, motioned out. Pay attention to him because he's going to burn Sean Lee right here, I believe that is. Or no, Earl Thomas on a wheel route, and he will take this one the distance after a couple of missed tackles. And he's going to take a 14-7 lead going into the second half, where we know he would get ball first, but the Faux Gamers came out in an onside kick formation, and would they recover? Well, the ball was bouncing around, and it looked like they might have a shot at it, but eventually the Cowboys did jump on the ball, so they start with a short field. Can they make some out of it? 2nd and 10 right here, and he has Willie Snead once again in the post route, open in the middle. Now look at the replay right here. This is a total blown coverage by Eric Berry. He looks like he's gonna go guard him after he realized he got past him, and then he just said, nah, I'll let him go for an end zone route. But here's a nice catch by Tyreek Hill. Faux Gamers down 14. Now they really need to start getting things going. Some play action right here. Warmoon trying to roll out. Here's a little toss to Bo Jackson, who is going to cut it up the sidelines. Diving, end zone, touchdown. And it's back to a one-score game. Here you can see a beautiful play again by Warmoon, extending it with his legs. And then Bo Jackson just being Bo and making guys miss with his amazing speed. Now on the next drive, the Faux Gamers are rushing guys here, and you might be a little confused why I'm saying that, but you'll see why you might think they're not rushing anyone against the passer here. Because look at the clock right there. Look how much time he has to throw. Look at it, it's at 6 now. Still, no one's even close. No one's got in a block shit yet. Everyone's locking down, but yet he still is there. And eventually, with 14 seconds, he decides to start to run for it. That is just unbelievable, the amount of time he had to throw. Not very good pressure at all by my D-line. But then on 3rd down, can we get a stop here? No, it's an amazing catch by Willie Snead. Had to have over 100 yards at this point. And he would continue to hurt us later on. Right here, lobbing one to the end zone. And that one was luckily just out of bounds. So now it's a big time 4th and 8. And he's going to decide to kick a field goal and make it a 2-score game with 5 minutes remaining. So can the Faux Gamers overcome a 2-score deficit to pull out a W? We're going to have to see. Warmoon was not going to waste any time, though. He knew he had to get quickly to work. But on the first play, he tries to roll out and he gets sacked by Carlos Dunlap. So now 4th down. This is a must-convert situation for the Faux Gamers, and Bo Jackson barely gets across the line of scrimmage or across the 1st down marker for the 1st down. So now they're running the hurry up here. Last play of the 3rd quarter, most likely. Going with some play action. Looking deep for Tyreek Hill. And look at the amazing catch right there over the shoulder with 3 defenders draped on him. And that'll set up the Faux Gamers just outside the red zone at the start off the 3rd quarter. And here's a screen to Chad Johnson. He wants the end zone, but he's going to come up just short of it at the 4-yard line. Here's some 4th quarter highlights. This is when the big plays are going to be made. 3rd and goal from the 1. Bo walks it in to make it a 3-point game. So the onside kick would be unsuccessful. But remember, the Faux Gamers still have all 3 of their timeouts. So a couple stops here, and they could get the ball back with a chance to tie or even win the game. So here we go. Dan Marino, he's going to run it on 1st down. They get nowhere. They lose a yard right there. Now here on 2nd down, what are they going to do? Are they going to risk it and pass? He is, but he goes for the short little completion and gets only about 2 yards right there. But the clock keeps ticking, and the Faux Gamers are down to the last 2 minutes of the game. Big stop on 3rd down. There's your timeout. And in a biggest play of the game up to this point on a 4th down attempt. This could decide the game if they convert right here. He goes to the flat, and he will not be able to pick up enough yards. Gets tackled just shy. Great tackle by Singletary. So now the Faux Gamers have a chance to win this. Being pressured, he's going to have to dump it off to Hooper, who makes a bunch of men miss somehow, and the big fella gets a huge gain right there. Still a minute 28, plenty of time, and 2 timeouts. Here's Bo Jackson trucking a man, making men miss, going up the sidelines, and just like that, the Faux Gamers have a minute 19, 2 timeouts from the 14-yard line. But they don't even need that, because the very next play, Austin Hooper, touchdown with a minute 4 left. They go up by 4 points, but now they gotta stop the Cowboys, and here comes Dan Marino. So the very first play, he's going to go deep, and he gets sacked before he has a chance. He was winding up to throw to Willie Snead, but he gets sacked by Von Miller. They're finally getting pressure at the biggest time in the game, too, and that clock is ticking. He's not using his timeouts. So here they go into that two-back formation where they have a tight end back there like they've been doing all game long. So now a long 2nd down and 17. Can they convert it? Let's see right here. He goes down to the flats and makes a couple men miss, but it's still shy of the first down. But the very next play, he goes to an out route to get the first down, but that clock is down to 29 seconds, and he still has over 50 yards to go. But a little bit of a mistiming on the pick right there, and he gets a big first down after a couple more timeouts and 24 seconds remaining on the clock. He's at the 37-yard line. Here's a throw to the flats and a nice tackle to keep the guy in bounds by Singletary right there. So he calls his last timeout. 18 seconds, 26 yards to go. A tackle in bounds would basically ensure that the next play would be the last play of the game. And here it is. He's going to have one chance from the 6-yard line to get it into the end zone. Can he find a way to win this game right here with a touchdown pass? He's going to lob one to the end zone, but Bradbury's having none of that as he picks it off in the end zone, takes the knee, and the Faux Gamers pick up the win. As you can see right here, he baited him perfectly. He really had nothing, though. We had 11 guys in coverage right there, and that was what's supposed to happen when you have that many guys in coverage. Barry was probably going to lay him out anyway if he did try to catch that. And we are going to end the game. Look at some stats right here. Warren Moon with 5 touchdown passes, only 1 pick, and over 400 yards, while Marino had a good game himself. Bo had a touchdown, 26 yards. CJ had that 1 big rush, and Warren Moon had that 1 rush as well. Receiving-wise, though, it looked like Bo Jackson had a ton of yards, 116, and a touchdown. And there you can see it for the rest of the guys. Guys, let me know what you think of all this new style of showing you the gameplay. And I almost forgot, here's your code. So make sure to like and subscribe for more. Tell me if you got the code. Follow me on Twitter. You know what the deal is. And I'll see you guys next time.